But really the worst case scenario for the both of us, if our stock portfolio drops by, let's say, 30%. Hello everyone, this is Rowan in Blue, just taking my daily walk here today. And today's topic would be on how the pandemic exposed our financial independence. So as many of you know, who have been following my channel anyways, we actually hit financial independence close to 4 years ago. And we both do not have traditional jobs. And we are living a lifestyle of financial independence. And we have ever since become time rich. And this was because of our, our strategies towards becoming financially independent that I speak about in many of my vlogs. And it's all about living below your means and, putting aside status, material status, not buying as much, not really caring too much about the competition out there, the rat race, and just knowing your own worth basically, without having to drive that really fast car and showing everybody else your wealth. Like some of those gurus, those financial gurus out there, that's all they really seem to promote, right? They always seem to promote that the lifestyle you should be living is with that fast car, spend more on materialism, show your wealth to others. And to achieve this lifestyle, this is what you need to do. You need to pay for my workshop that costs $1,000 to $2,000. And they later get burned by their philosophy. And I'm telling you that I'm not trying to sell you anything at all. I make these vlogs because I'm just an average person. And because I'm an average person, I can tell you on the other end there that it's very much possible to reach financial independence with an average income. And it takes a lot of discipline, yes, but I would not listen to those fake financial gurus out there, especially the ones that are trying to sell you something. You got to be mindful for that. And for me, I'm not definitely trying to sell you anything at all. I'm just telling you what my life experiences have led me to this point in financial independence. My point is this pandemic has really exposed a lot of things. And there's actually one guy who commented, kind of laughing at me, saying, ha, ha, ha. Look at this pandemic. You're in financial independence. You don't have a job. You won't be able to survive in it. Good luck. But the funny thing is, there might be some luck to this as well. I wouldn't say it's luck, but our stock portfolio did not drop as much as people would assume it would in these times. But of course, there's a number of different factors to it. One primary reason is because of the central banking system throughout the entire world for their separate countries, working together simultaneously in boosting the world economy. So all of the major economies in the world have started what's called QE stimulus, quantitative easing, to essentially artificially prop up the stock market by buying out mortgage-backed securities, as well as bonds, as well as equities, to artificially prop it up. And that's essentially what they have been doing, especially the US Federal Reserve, how they mentioned that they will do everything to make sure that the market is propped up and, during this pandemic. So they've been really, I don't like to use the word manipulation, but there's definitely a disconnect you can see from the stock market and Main Street, where all of the jobs are. There's people out there, the unemployment in United States is close to 20%. It's probably more, because the 20% is only based on data of people who have recently lost their jobs and are receiving unemployment checks from the government. But there's actually people who have fallen off that list, and those people are not being tracked. So the unemployment rate is actually much greater than what you might think. But how has the pandemic really affected us? Well, first off, it didn't really affect us for our stock portfolio too much. What we did was we averaged down. There were certain companies that their share price dropped, so we took full advantage and bought some more and got dividend yields for even higher. But of course, there were probably about 3 out of the 33 companies we have in our stock portfolio that did cut their dividends, which is unfortunate, but I think it would be, I think it's very much temporary, especially the REIT that we purchased, hotel REITs. But I think, yeah, they 100% cut their dividends, which reduced our pay by around $120 per month, which isn't too bad. But I strongly believe that they will return their dividend in the future, because a lot of people are actually probably planning to travel domestically other than overseas. A lot of people are afraid to fly, right? And because there's a number of different rules that they have through the airlines now. You have to wear a mask, and you got to get sprayed down, and who knows what they're going to have in the future. Each country is going to have their own separate policies. There might even be a vaccine in the future that you need to get in order to travel to certain countries. But anyways, my point is, but the pandemic has actually, we had tenants as well. And the tenants asked to reduce their rent, which we did. We negotiated with them and reduced their rent by $70. So pandemic hasn't really affected financial independence too much for us. But the biggest reason why the pandemic has not affected us is because we do not have any debt. We paid off our mortgages, right? Any surplus that comes to us, is exactly that, a surplus. We do not have any debts. So the commenter, actually, we went back and forth, you're no longer financially independent. And the thing is, it doesn't really hurt me, because really this pandemic did absolutely nothing for us. And I can tell you with certainty that our strategy, that I'm not trying to sell you at all, I don't have a workshop, absolutely works even during a pandemic. And the reason why is because we do not have any debts. So that's the key point here. You have to get yourself out of debt completely, right? And put aside, material status. Put aside, all of the pressures that society actually places on us, peer pressure and buying certain materialisms, following that American dream. And to be honest with you, I believe that philosophy of the American dream is no longer a possibility to many of us. The big car, the big house, the 2 cars, all of the new gadgets out there. I don't believe it's, in this new world anyways, it's not really possible for many people. And many people actually has to change their mindset to adapt to the new economic world that we're facing today. So yes, our net worth still continues to grow. We're not financially strapped at all. We don't even have traditional jobs, and we're doing quite well. And the only problem right now is we're not traveling as much, given that this pandemic has actually limited us as well. So essentially, that's what the issue is. The only problem that we're facing is where to travel next. And we're planning to travel to Japan and stay there for the allowable visa that you get. I believe it's 3 months. And After that, we're planning to go to the Philippines. So our plans are still on track, and we're actually just seeing if the airlines would give us more options. So that's the only problem we have in financial independence right now. But other than that, we're not really worried too much about our finances right now because we're still at a surplus. But really the worst case scenario for the both of us, if our stock portfolio drops by, let's say, 30%, then we'll just need to find a part-time job, and because we already have that knowledge of where to save and to budget and where to invest, we can essentially start again. And I'm not saying we need to, because this pandemic has not really affected us. As strange as that sounds, it has not. And we're still living the life that we did before. And with our surplus, our net worth rising. And I'm telling you again that we are just average people, and definitely not trying to sell you anything. You can go through my whole entire channel to see whether or not, hey, this guy must be selling something. I'm not selling anything at all. I mean, my channel isn't especially that popular, probably because I'm not able to articulate my words as well as some of those fake financial gurus out there. I see them and I laugh. They're giving you information that's absolutely horrific for your financial future. Simply speaking, just live below your means. That's all you need to do, really. And get used to that lifestyle. We have adapted to it. I can buy those sports cars. I can buy that Lamborghini. I choose not to. What do I need a Lamborghini for in my life? It has no meaning at all. So it's all about behavior. You get the average paycheck, you live below your means, forget about all of the material status out there, and be very mindful of your behaviors, right? And those are key points. And also to be out of debt. So simple concepts, really. And those answers are all in front of you, interesting enough. And there's actually some people who believe that it's not possible to reach financial independence because they have a family with kids. And I say no. It is very much possible. There's actually a lot of people in the FIRE movement, financially independent, retire early, that do dedicate their lives towards becoming financially independent so they can spend more time with their children. So there's many people who do choose that lifestyle of becoming financially independent to be with their children. So it's very much possible, and it's all about the person's mindset or their behavior. And it's very much possible for people to achieve their dreams, especially if by simply following those rules that I talk about. It's also about setting your goals for your own self, for your spouse or your family, and to work together in trying to achieve those goals as well. Society actually makes us always spend on the things that they think would make us happy. Buying the nice cars and the materialism there. But in actuality, if you spend the time in trying to find the things that make you happy as an individual, to figure out how you're uniquely different from the rest of society and what makes you happy and what your passions are, that should be how to achieve happiness. And not by buying, a thing that you don't really need and just collects dust later in life in your garage or your attic, but something that you're truly passionate for is what we should strive for. And it's really tough for a lot of people to search for that passion. But once you do hit financial independence, you actually become time rich, and you have a lot of time on your hands to really discover what you truly love yourself. And that's what is so great about becoming financial independence, because you can do what you want to do with the time that will be given to you. I mean, some people play video games. I mean, it's your choice if that's what makes you happy. But really, the main point is it's what would make you happy as an individual. But that's the thing, like you're in a position where you can choose who you truly want to be with, right? Whether it be your family or your friends, you get that choice. Because sometimes in the work world, you kind of don't really have that choice. Like you have to continue to interact with your coworkers, you know. You got to go to those team builders. I mean, it's great for the company to do so, but in the end, like a lot of those coworkers that I work with, I don't even see them at all in the last 4 years. I mean, I love working with them, but they have their own lifestyles to live. So they're way too busy for, you know, to hang out with me. I mean, some of those people I did, you know, build really good relationships with, and I still hang out with them today. But overall, I'm just saying that this lifestyle is very much achievable for the average person. So all depends on your mindset, your discipline, and how much you want it. Like you have to really, really want it in order to be free, to be in financial independence. And I highly advise you not to listen to those fake financial gurus out there that are always trying to sell their workshops at you. In the end, those workshops really are not beneficial for you at all. You know, the answer is simply right in front of you, really, to live below your means and to truly find what you're passionate for. You know, that's where your money should go to, you know. And taking the time to be patient with yourself and to find what's truly important to you in your lifestyle. So that's what I highly recommend you do. Well, I think I end my vlog here today. Tell me what you think of how the pandemic has affected our financial independence in the comment section below. Maybe you're still not convinced. Maybe we can have a conversation on reasons why you think it's not possible for you. If you like this vlog, please don't forget to give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell for more of my coming content here. Thank you for watching my vlog. Be free, gain wealth, and travel far.